Om Sadashivasamarambham Shankaracharya Madhyamam Asmadacharya Paryantam Vande Guru Paramparam. So welcome to the second session of Nirvana Shatkam. There was a question, what is the difference between the Atma and Ahankara? Because for both, we are using the pronoun I. So let me explain the difference through a lovely story. Here are a bunch of young men who, during the wedding season, like to eat for free. So what they do is they dress up very well, couple of them, and they walk in very confidently into a wedding reception. So like earlier times, they do the same, this particular wedding reception. The entrance is grand, and there are people from the bride's side welcoming them. Aiye, aiye, please come. And even some relatives from the groom's side who are welcoming them and saying, Aiye, please come. We're so happy you are here, and so on. So they walk in and they are the friendly sorts. So they talk to all the young ladies around there. And, in weddings, a lot of things happen. So a lot of the guests who are there are looking around for potential matches for their daughters or sons. And something like that happens. So some people from the bride side, they ask, have you seen this person anywhere? I don't remember uh, seeing him as a part of our extended family. So the others also respond, especially the elders of the family. Yeah, actually, you're right. We have never seen this person. Must be from the groom's side. So they ask, do you know this person who just walked in and such a good looking person and seems like a Che Khandan ka, like looks like belongs to a good family. Do you happen to know him? No, we've never seen him before. Oh, so then now everybody's puzzled. He doesn't belong to our side. The bride's people think like this. The groom's people also think, he does not belong to our side either. So let us go and find out. So they approach this person. And as they approach the person realizes my game is up. I have to run from here. Vicharam na sahate. Cannot stand inquiry. Ahankara is like this. When you inquire into Ahankara, better to stick with the word Ahankara rather than ego, because that word has connections with Freud and psychology. Although, if you just cannot avoid it, it's okay. But ego in Freudian terms is understood a little differently. We can understand the self concept. Okay. So, the inquiry into who is this Ahankara? Does it belong to the body mind? Does it belong to the bright side? No. Does it belong to the groom's side? Maybe it's just the Atma. No. it is really speaking the Atma, but because associated with body mind due to avidya, masquerades as Ahankara, as the self concept, as the person, but the person is consciousness. It's like limitlessness is as though trapped in a limited form. It's like all pervading space is as though trapped in a small room and therefore appears as limited. So Ahankara cannot stand inquiry. That's why Vedanta can appear a little threatening if negation is not understood. Then it's like, what? I'm not this, I'm not that, then what am I? My goodness. It feels like almost destruction, but it's not at all. In fact, you are claiming the limitlessness that you really are. So vicharam na sahate, the ahankara cannot stand inquiry, but actually it is the very ahankara, the self, the limited self, as though, okay, the self is not really limited. That's why I am using the caveat as though um, this limited self is the one who feels the limitation, who wants things to be different, who wants himself, herself to be different, who wants situations to be different, because as things are, they are not okay. As I am not okay. And I find that everything about me keeps changing. So there must be something more than what is changing. If I, the self concept, Ahankara, if Ahankara is understood as the Atma, then the inquiry is complete. Or else I go about functioning with the Ahankara as a limited self. Now, we see wise people also functioning in the world. So it is Ahankara then for them becomes a uniform that you wear, and it's a prosthetic uniform of body, and the Saptadhatu, okay, which we just saw, blood, tissue, muscles, bones, etc., that you wear so that you can function in the world. The one who wears the uniform knows I am not the uniform, but to function in the world, this is required. And anyway, I, Chidanandaha, pervade the world. I am free enough to function. I am free enough to relate to anyone and everyone. No problem. So this is very important. That Vedanta and its vision is an all-embracing vision. Nothing is a problem for you, really speaking. Okay. Now, little inquiry into Ananda. If I ask you all, I will be happy when you will complete it with whatever is important to you, correct? So I will be happy when my children are married. I will be happy when I lose weight. This is a common one. I will be happy when the war ends. You'll have to wait for a few years now, I think. I will be happy when I get $1 million in the bank. Okay. So our happiness seems to be postponed to a later event when things are more conducive. Let's assume that my children do get married. Am I happy for good? Like, that's it, over. No, then it will be like, when are you going to give us the good news? I have no pressure, okay? I mean, ultimately, it's all your decision, but people are asking me, when are you going to become a grandmother, grandfather? So I have to answer them, you see. Hmm. So let's assume that your desire is fulfilled. Then the same situation of children getting married, which is a universal situation. Is happiness inbuilt into the components of the situation? For some people, it may not be such a happy situation, okay? So when we really analyze the different situations of our life, we find that happiness is not a quality that belongs to a particular situation. Because if it did, then that same situation should make everyone uniformly happy. Likewise, happiness is not an ingredient that you see mentioned in whatever product you buy alongside this percentage, milk solids, emulsifiers. So, like that one long list is mentioned, happiness is not there. And even if somebody is called happy, okay, like one Sardarji, he was asked, so, what is the name of your dog? So he said, Rajinder Singh. What is your name? I am Happy Singh. Fantastic. So even this person whose name is Happy, who parents have given him the name Happy, is he happy all the time? The answer is no. So then this happiness seems rather elusive. It doesn't seem to be present uniformly in a person, nor does happiness seem to be present in a situation, nor does it seem to be present in an object. Oh, then the spiritual seekers will say, happiness doesn't lie outside, it lies inside. Okay, you mean to say there are happy hearts and happy kidneys and happy liver? Like, where do I look for this inside? No, no. We are referring to happy thoughts, happy emotions, happy memories. But all of that belongs to the qualities of the mind and the body. And that also doesn't seem to be true. So if ananda or happiness is not inside, it's not outside, and we still experience moments of happiness throughout our lives, throughout our day, then how come we are experiencing it? We are experiencing ananda because I, the subject, the one who seeks happiness, is fused with the object that I believe gives me happiness. So, for example, just seeing my dog or seeing my cow, I am happy. I didn't see my cow for some time, then I thought, oh my God, where is my cow gone? So then I was sad. Okay, so the seeker, the wanting person looking either for the chocolate or for the dog or for the cow, when meets with that object of happiness, because the cow feels like an object of happiness for me, may not be for you. Okay, there is a fusion that takes place. There is no more separation between me, the subject, and the object. The objects keep changing in our lives. In fact, they keep changing during the day. And in that moment, when the mind is no longer wanting, there is a subject and object fusion. We experience ananda. I don't wish for anything to be different. Okay, so that's pretty straightforward. Let me just replicate these experiences of ananda. Let me just make a long list of all the things that give me happiness. And let me just keep repeating it. So if I like dark chocolate, then let me eat maybe 10, maybe 20, maybe 50 pieces. And then we all know what will happen. So the law of diminishing marginal utility will set in. So after the, let's say, 15th or the 20th chocolate, I will want to puke. The moment somebody mentions chocolate, no more, I don't want. The same thing that was an object of happiness for me no longer gives me happiness. And then what I also find is that um as I am eating, I also know that it is getting over. So 30 years ago, when our relatives would come from abroad, we would look forward to the chocolates they would get. And these chocolates were not available in India at that time. So they have met, all family function. Then they've given out gifts. And now they've given you one bar. So now what to do now? You don't want to share it with anyone because, like, that there'll be a dent in your happiness. You want to savor the pieces. So you find a quiet corner, you start eating. Then then something happens, somebody's talking to you, then while talking and all, you forget to savor the chocolate. It's gone. Now eating, your mind was elsewhere. And so it's gone. And now what you find is only one piece left. So what was a source of happiness for me now is a source of sorrow because it's going to end. So if I eat it, chocolate is over. If I let it be, then I will have to savor it for a very long time. Neither can I eat it nor can I let it be. This is the nature of every experiential happiness. Now, some of you may say, you know what? We also feel sad. Why is Shankaracharya saying Chidanandarupah? Why I am happiness? Maybe I am sadness because most of the times I'm quite sad. Okay, uh, if sadness was your nature, then you would not try to get rid of it, right? So we don't hear people complaining. Today, is I'm so happy. I wish I was not so happy. Nobody says like this. And let's say, suppose if somebody is happy, you don't say, I offer my most sincere condolences. This should not have happened that you are so happy. So I'm very sorry that you are so happy. If you talk like this, people will send you to a special place. Nor if you see someone who looks unhappy, would you say, oh, congratulations? My heartiest congratulations because you are so unhappy. We don't say this. Okay. So, universally, we seek to be happy because happiness is our nature. It is intrinsic to us, and we don't uh, want to move away from what is our intrinsic nature. So, when Acharya is saying Chidanandarupaha, it doesn't mean that I have to feel happy all the time. No, I am the Swarupa of Ananda. Ananda, where there is both subject and object are one. That means I, the person, is subject consciousness, right? And whatever object I am interacting with has come from me. So you remember space, water, air, fire, etc. has all come from Brahman, that is Atma, that is me. And all these objects, they are karyam, they are effects. I am the cause. So at one level, I can say I am both the subject and the object, because I, as isness, consciousness, is in and through both subject and object. At the same time, I am free from being subject. Because understand, subject is a relative word. I am subject as in me and the rest of the world, whatever that is. Rest of the world could be my thoughts also. Huh? Rest of the world could be the body. Rest of the world could be people I'm interacting with. So I, the subject, am consciousness. We have done that vichara. We have done the inquiry. Atma, sthula, sukshma, karana, sharira, vyatiriktaha. Other than the gross, subtle, and causal body. Then I am the basis of both subject and object, because subject being a relative word, I use it in the context of the object. With reference to myself, what am I? Oh, I am consciousness. I am Chit. So Chidanandarupah, which means that at all times, I am both the subject and the object, as well as I am neither the subject nor the object. I am Anantaha, the limitless, accommodates both subject and object, because subject and object are forms. Subject is like this body mind. Object is whatever is there around me in this room. So now I am no longer dependent on an object to fuse with me, the subject, for the sake of experiential happiness, ananda. That as I am, whether I engage with the object, I don't engage with the object, whatever be my level of engagement with the object. So it could be a person, it could be a situation, it could be ice cream, whatever it is. I continue to remain Chidanandaha. I continue to remain the limitless. So we have a very unique maths. Limitless plus 10 objects is still limitless. Limitless plus the one I love the most is limitless. So 1 plus 1, 1 plus 100 continues to be 1. Why? Because all these 100 or 1 or 10, they are all forms, they have nama. So nama rupa, they have names. And their reality is not independent of me. Rather, they are dependent on me. Okay. Now, let's proceed with the rest of the verses. I will just share my screen. Mm. न मे द्वेषरागौ न वे लोभमोहौ मदो नैव मे नैव मात्सर्य भावः न धर्मो न चार्थो न कामो न मोक्षः चिदानन्दरूपः शिवोऽहं शिवोऽहं चिदानन्दरूपः शिवोऽहं शिवोऽहम्. The last line continues to be the same, declaring what I really am, that which cannot be negated, that which always is. The upper three lines are pointing to what I am not or what is other than me. The first, in fact, all the lines, they are referring to what is experienced by the Sharira. And what is the Sharira, the body, engaged in throughout life? Okay. So, Dvesh, first of all, let's look at the series of emotions. Now, in the context of different situations in our life, we feel different things. So, with respect to Karela, bitter gourd, I may have Dvesha. I don't, but I'm telling. So, I hate Karela. Suppose somebody says like that. Hey, what is a Karela done to you? No, but I just, it's too bitter for me. Okay. So, with respect to Karela, I become a disliker. Then, when it comes to red, juicy carrots, especially which come in the winter time, I love it. You make anything of carrots, whether it is gajar halwa, whether it is put in vegetable, or you make paratha, or you put it in sambar. I love it. Okay. So, with respect to carrots, now I become a liker. And with respect to different objects, different situations, we continue to have these reactions in us. You strongly like something, you strongly dislike something. And then there is also greed, lobha. There is moha, confusion about certain things. There is mada and there is matsarya. So mada is pride and matsarya is jealousy. So in the Vedic tradition, we talk about six-fold enemies. Okay. So enemies, they are our internal enemies which prevent us from moving ahead or create obstacles in our pursuit. Now, what are these? The four or five are mentioned here, another couple of them are there. So, what we refer to as Shadripu. So, this is natural every day. If you look at from the time you wake up till the time you get to work, you are going through a series of emotions. What, actually, when I say you are going through a series of emotions, who is this you will be the question, correct? So, continuing in the verse, that you is really your mind. You are going through raga, let's say, and or let's say you get into an argument. You're just expressing your view, or you are scrolling through social media, and you are supporting Israel. Okay, current situation that's going on, and a lot of the posts that you watch are all supporting Palestine. Hmm? Then one friend calls you up and say, "Oh, I'm really disturbed by what's happening. I'm supporting Palestine." And now you don't know what to say. So you say, actually, I support Israel. What? You support that country which is creating so much havoc? So then you start discussing the whole situation. Okay. And now what is happening is there is some sweating. The heartbeat is racing. Why? Because now you are getting angry. Why are you getting angry? Because your view about a particular region and what they should do is no longer just a view or an opinion. It has become your identity. Correct? So, our raga dveshas, these are a few of my favorite things. Once upon a time, very famous song. Okay, they can be your favorite things, whatever they are, but we develop strong identities on the basis of what we like and dislike. I only use these kind of brands. Identity fusion. uh, I love you, therefore you must sit down. Raga. Okay. And Gita very clearly tells us where there is raga, anger is just around the corner. Kama, kamaha, kamat, krodho bhi jayate. So kama is binding desire. Kama is also a valid pursuit of pleasure. Okay. But in the first context, we are talking about kama as a binding desire. So, or raga. Okay. Raga is another form of kama desire. So what you really like, and it's a binding desire. Now, please note, I'm using the word binding desire because that desire must be fulfilled for me to be okay. If it is a non-binding desire, then whether desire is fulfilled or not, I am fine. Okay. Desire is not bad, huh? Bhagavan Krishna very clearly tells in the Gita that all desires that are aligned with dharma are, I am them. I am that. Dharma aviruddha kamaha aham asmi. So Adi Shankaracharya also had a desire to study Vedanta. He already knew a lot, being an incarnation of Shiva himself. But still, tradition has to be validated. So desire is not wrong. Or why should I go and debate with other people and establish Advaita Vedanta? No need. I can sit in one cave and meditate. But all these are binding desires, what you do for Loka Sangraha. So the first two lines, or rather the first line, na me dvesha ragau, na me lobha mohau, mado naiva me naiva matsarya bhavaha, refers to our emotional landscape. If you take matsarya also, jealousy, it is not a very valid emotion. I'll tell you why. Because, if you want to be happy, it is so easy. You just look at other people being happy and you can share in that other person's happiness. Just so, in fact, you don't even have to spend resources to be happy, right? If somebody is happy, I am happy. Fantastic. But generally, it's not the case. So when other is happy, I am not happy that the other is happy. So jealousy kicks in. There is confusion. So this entire emotional landscape that we go through, to which we attach, I want, I am dissatisfied, I am proud, the other is proud. Even if you look at pride, the emotion, the person gives oneself far too much credit and does not give Samashti the total adequate credit. Just for me to lift my finger or my hand, so much coordination is involved. Ask a person who has been affected by paralysis to lift the hand. And so much physiotherapy is required for it. It cannot be taken for granted. Still, all these emotions that we experience, you know, cheerfulness, excitement, compassion, anger, etc., fearlessness, all that. In the Gita, Bhagwan says, they matta eva prithak vidhaha. All these different things, they have all come from me. So all of these are not to be rejected. They are to be understood such that we are not victimized by them. And we do not attach I am to all these set of emotions. So, like Arjuna, one can easily tell, how it told Bhagwan Krishna. Nishchitam vada, you please tell definitely. First you said I am angry. Then you said I am deluded. Then you said I am sad. Which one are you? So suppose the other person says, oh, I am all three. No, 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 no. Nishchitam with vada, you please tell me definitely because accordingly I can decide how to respond. So sometimes it happens like that. Children come home from school and then, they are going through a series of emotions and the parent feeling helpless wants to immediately rush and do something. Just wait. Let the child express, then you can see what is to be done. But first we have to listen. Anyway, so this emotional landscape has come from Bhagwan, who is the intelligent and the material cause. So now, how to be free from them, from these emotions? Because now, first, what is Acharya saying? I am not all of them. Does that mean he does not experience all of them? Or he is negating all of them? No. He is saying that all these emotions, raga, dvesha, etc. Raga, dvesha, of course, are not emotions, they're a little more than that. Uh, some form of desire, right? Craving, aversion, and all the others that we have just spoken of. For whom are they? They are for the body and mind, correct? Let's say you experience anger. There is a physiological correlation with the body. So all of this is for the body and mind, for the sthula sukshma sharira. And I become relatively free of them, in the sense that their sting does not sting me anymore. How? Because I have lived a life of karma yoga. I have transformed my karma into yoga. How? By approaching all my roles, my different responsibilities with kaushalam, with competent karma aligned with dharma. And but how do I know what to do? Oh, because dharma is in your heart. And if not, then you can, I mean, of course, it's still there. But if you are confused, you can consult with your elders and others about what is the right thing to do in a given situation, so that you contribute to your as well as the other person's happiness, growth, and well being. So it's pretty straightforward, to figure out what the dharma of a given situation is. I understand some situations can be gray, but rather than thinking about, oh, what should I do? Well, ask yourself, what would be favorable for everyone concerned in the given situation? You will get your answers. So, focusing on the karma that is to be done in all my different roles and accepting graciously the results of the different karma that have been done by me. Samatva. So, Kaushalam and Samatvam, the disposition of dharma aligned karma and gracious acceptance, make the disposition of karma yoga. Oh, but I'm very busy. I don't have time for this karma yoga. You are the absolutely right candidate. Why? Because it's the busy person who needs to apply karma yoga. If you are only a karmi, the one who keeps doing, you will be burnt out if you are not burnt out already. Because when it comes to karma, there are four types of results. So, one is you get the result exactly to what you want. You're expecting a promotion, you get a promotion, fantastic. The second possibility is the result is much more than what you want. You not only get a promotion, you actually get a 30% hike. Fantastic. Okay. The third possibility is you don't get what you want. So you don't, not only do you not get the promotion, but the person you dislike the most in the office gets a promotion instead. And the fourth possibility is that you were going to work that day, and then you heard the rumor that the company itself is going to be dissolved. Okay. So the result is totally different from what you expected. These are the different forms of results that can happen in any karma. Either the result is exactly what you want, or it is less than what you want, or it is more than what you want, or it is totally different from what you want. Now, when the result is equal to what you want or more than what you want, all is good with life, you are happy. But reactions come when the result is less than what I want or it is totally different. And that's exactly when I need to have the sadhana of karma yoga. All of this is possible because of the law of karma that allows me to gain punya and papa. So I do a karma, there is drishta phala, visible result, and there is adrishta phala, invisible result. If I help someone, visible result, the person is helped, the person is happy. Invisible result, I also get punya. If I hurt a person, of course, the person is not talking to me. So that is it's not papa yet. It's, invisible. Sorry. The person is hurt. It's a visible result. I can see that. But along with that, what I do not see, Adrishta, is I have generated papa in my karma account. And so, who manages this law of karma? It is Ishvara. So Ishvara, Bhagwan, Brahman is both the karma dhyakshaha, the one who presides over the law of karma, as well as karma phala data, the one who gives the results of the karma. So when we talk about our emotional landscape and Acharya saying, I am not any of this, it is like a bunch of noodles. You try to eat, or shamige, like sevaya. You try, you say, oh, I will just eat little bit, one. Then everything comes along with it. So you can't say, oh, I will do my karma, then we shall see. No, 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 no. You are able to do karma only because of rhythm, only because of this cosmic order in which law of karma is included. And that law of karma means intelligence, means material, and that all the way is Brahman, Ishvara, that from which everything has come, that by which everything is sustained, and that into which everything dissolves. So, all of this is pointing also to the total that sustains this emotional order. Suppose you say, no, 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 I don't want all these emotions, they create such a problem for me. I just don't want to have emotion. Sorry, you already saw that the guna of the Stula Sharira, Sukshma Sharira, one is the gross body is an ayatanam, it is an abode of experiences of Sukha and Dukkha. Then we also saw what is Sukshma Sharira, the subtle body. It is a sadhana for all these different sets of experiences. Okay. So now you will have to create something new because it comes with the package. And so emotions are not a problem. Emotions are a glory and we can learn how to manage it. I'm talking at the level of the sadhana in the context of karma yoga. But then, when emotions are not a problem for you, and you have truly used the sadhana of karma yoga in your life, then you are in harmony with functional reality. And then it's possible to own up that I am Chidananda. If I try to bypass this, if I say, if I love the melody of Nirvana Shatakam and I say, oh, Shatkam, and I say, I am not this, I am not that, for a moment, the mind is stunned. And you are able to see, because you are awareness, you are able to see, yeah, that's right. I am not all these different emotions. But it will remain only at the level of stunning your mind. Like, how suddenly you see something and you are stunned. After that, it will lose its effect. Why? Because you have not worked adequately with your emotions and you have not adequately seen that emotions are a part of the emotional order, which is a part of the laws of nature, which is indeed Bhagavan Brahman. Then the next line, which is a very nice one, the four purusharthas, the four human goals or pursuits are being mentioned. na dharmo, na cha arthaha, na kamaha, na mokshaha. So sarvaihi purushaihi arthyate. Every person wants to accomplish these. What are these valid pursuits? The pursuit of artha, wealth in any form, pursuit of kama, pleasure. Then dharma. In fact, dharma is always mentioned first. The universal framework of ethics and values, and so much more. And moksha. So, moksha is freedom from a sense of bondage. Now, no other culture emphasizes dharma as much as our culture. How should we pursue wealth and pleasure? Oh, please keep dharma as your center, as the framework. You want to earn money, earn it ethically. You want to have pleasure, do it ethically, whatever you are seeking, and so on. And so, what we find is any person, if you look into what their pursuits are, they are either, if you look at your entire day, okay, your time sheet, not at work, your life sheet, time sheet. So, from the time that you wake up to the time that you go to bed, there will be activities related to earning money, maintaining money, whatever is your financial portfolio. There will be activities regarding what you eat, especially, and the things that you do for pleasure, including um, watching movies or something new on Netflix. There will be something related to doing good or approaching all your roles with a certain joy and happiness, happy doing your duty, your responsibilities. Or it could also involve doing your nitya puja, which of course gives you punya. So, across your different activities, they will all be pointing to these life pursuits that everyone has. Some may have more of something and some may have less of something, but all of us have this. So, what is Shankaracharya saying? He's saying, I am not any of my pursuits, which means that there's so much karma involved in just trying to earn money. From applying for a job to getting a job to showing up every day for work to handling the team to navigating office politics or whatever you think is politics in your head, thinking of what might give me better opportunities, etc., etc. So much karma involved, correct? Then, if let's assume you are married or you are in a romantic relationship, then every day, you have to tell and assure the person, I love you, and the person asks you, but you really love me? No, but tell me why you love me. And then you have to give one long explanation also. And maintaining, happily contributing to that relationship. So a lot of karma is involved. And for all these pursuits, I don't have something and I try to get it. I don't have money, I try to get more money. I don't have pleasure, therefore, I seek to have interesting variety of food or whatever else. I don't have punya, or I feel I don't have enough sukha, happiness, happy experiences in my life, then I think, oh no, no, I must do a little more good. Or eclipse is coming, so therefore maybe I should do acts of dhanam. Maybe I should be doing puja. It's an important part of being a Hindu. I will do that. I want to relate to the Devata. It makes me so happy, etc., etc. So much karma involved. Then, if I'm keeping in mind my varnashrama, the age and stage of life that I'm in, let's say I am a mother or a father, then just to bring up a child, education, healthcare, homework, hobby classes, then handling peer pressure amongst parents, being a parent oneself, and so on and so forth. so much karma, right? So all these pursuits are pointing to the fact that I am a karta. I cannot escape it. The one who performs karma, I can't help but have the identity of being karta, doer, because it's related to all my pursuits. And all of it has functional validity. It has vyavaharika satyam. This is important for all of us. So when Acharya is saying, I am not dharma, I am not artha, I am not kamaha, what he's saying is all of these have their place in society. We are involved in all of them. We are performing different kinds of karma. So then the question is, who is performing the karma, by the way? Who is the doer? How the doer is doing it? Oh, because of the gross and the subtle body. Is the Atma doing the karma? No. But Atma is in and through every karma. Okay. So these pursuits, including the pursuit of dharma for the sake of going to Swarga or relating to different devatas, meditating, doing upasana, uh, all of them, they are all in the realm of names and forms. The moment we say names and forms, we know they do not exist independently. They depend on Satyam, that is Brahman, that is Atma, that is me. So this is all functional validity and functional interactions, very important, valid, useful, experiential. But what is in and through this functional satyam, or rather vyavaharika satyam, there is only one absolute reality, that which is Chidanandaha, that which cannot be negated, that which cannot be experienced, that which is not made up of any material, that which has no qualities, that which is unchanging, that is Chit, that is Ananda, that is you. And that which was never born and can never die. Huh? But you included the word moksha also in this thing. I thought moksha was like a special pursuit. Well, yes and no. Why? Because unlike dharma, artha, kama, where I don't have something and therefore I seek to gain what I don't have, it is apraptasya praptihi. Moksha pursuit is different. I am already muktaha. I am already free. I am already the limitless. Okay. So then what is the nature of the pursuit? Well, the nature of the pursuit is that I as though gain myself. Praptasya praptihi. So like the 10th man, I'm guessing you all are familiar with the story where these 10 boys cross over a river, and one of them, who's been made the leader, wants to ensure that, hey, I hope we have all reached the other side of the river, and looks around and starts counting one, two, three, etc. Goes up all the way up till nine. They think, oh my God, when we crossed the river, we were 10 and now we are only nine. How did this happen? And is very upset. Then one old man who's passing by saying, what's the problem? You all are fighting amongst yourselves. So the leader says, you know what, this is the problem. And the old man looks at all of them, and then he turns to the leader and he says, the 10th man, Dashamaha Tvam, that 10th is you. So Tattvamasi, you are that. You are that. What are you saying? Yes, count. You forgot to count yourself. You are the 10th man. And then great relief. So the leader thought that the 10th was lost. The 10th had to be gained. But the 10th was always there. He just did not know it. Correct? So even the nature of the moksha pursuit, where there is a lot of sadhana, in terms of preparation, and a lot of shravanam, finding the right guru, sticking with the guru, having the commitment to have this long-term pursuit, all of that is still for whom? For the one who thinks he or she is bound. I am not even that. Okay. Any kind of knowledge or even karma, I am in and through all of that. Chidanandarupah, Shivoham, Shivoham. Okay. Then let's look at the next verse. न पुण्यं न पापं न सौख्यं न दुःखं न मन्त्रो न तीर्थं न वेदा न यज्ञः अहं भोजनं नैव भोज्यं न भोक्ता चिदानन्दरूपः शिवोऽहं शिवोऽहं चिदानन्दरूपः शिवोऽहं शिवोऽहं. The first line referring to the karta, the doer, and the next line referring to the bhokta or the experiencer. Okay, so let's look at it. Acharya says, I am not, or rather, there is no punya or papa for me. There is no sukha or dukkha for me. Is he a stone? No, he is Satyam Jnanam Anantam consciousness. So then how is he saying like this? Is he denying that, come on, we all are working for punya? You're right. For whom is the punya? So understand, punya and papa, both referring to invisible results, adrishta phala. We understand about it only through the Veda. Modern science does not have any measuring instrument for how much punya and how much papa you have gathered. It is only our Shastra that reveals to us that we get these invisible results, which then transform into some experiences of happiness and sorrow. So, for whom is the punya and papa? It is for the one who performs karma, whether it is Vaidika karma, karma that the Veda tells us to do. So, yajna, homa, danam, ityadi, or it is laukika karma, the other kinds of karma that we are doing in the context of relating to different people and so on. Honestly, I don't think there is anything called laukika karma, because the framework of dharma definitely guides karma. So, strictly speaking, I don't think there is any laukika karma, but anyway, that's another matter for discussion. So, by whom is karma done? Oh, by the one who does it, who has this gross and subtle body. And why is the person doing it? Oh, because of avidya, because of the causal body, karana sharira. And whether it is prayer, which is a form of karma, or an act of helping someone, the person is getting punya papa. It is going to the karta's karma account. By saying there is no punya or papa for me, what Acharya is saying is, I am not the karta, the doer. I am other than the doer. Punya papa definitely affects the body mind. In fact, The mind, the Sukshma Sharira is the sadhana for Sukha and Dukkha. And the Ayatanam, the abode of where we experience Sukha, Dukkha, is of course the body and mind, of course. Body, mind, we don't really make a distinction. It's all just one continuum. Because what happens at the body affects the mind, and what happens at the mind affects the body. This is all this Descartes and Newtonian dualism that some of us are, we are still carrying it forward, because in colloquial language we still make that distinction. But otherwise, I mean, we're referring to the function, but you understand what I'm saying. So, no punya, no papa for me. There is no sukha, no dukkha for me. Basically saying that I am not the doer, I am not the experiencer. And naturally, there is no mantra also for me. So I don't need any mantras, I don't need any pilgrimages, tirtha, I don't need Veda. I mean, there are no yajnas also required for me. So please understand, this is not a dismissal of any of these. Understand the standpoint from which Acharya is saying this. These are valid pursuits. In fact, in 18th chapter of the Gita, Arjuna asks about sannyasa, what is this renunciation, and what is the karma that is to be given up. So certain things are mentioned in terms of sattvika, rajasika, tamasika karma, sannyasa. And what is also mentioned is yajna, dana, tapas should never be given up. Okay, so yajna, as in performing a homa, a fire ritual offering, or nowadays it's equivalent of daily puja. I won't say or, I will say and, okay, yajna and puja, etc. Then the pursuit of the scriptures, parayanam, trying to understand it, recitation, chanting, going to tirtha kshetras, and doing your sadhana as a sanatani. All these are very, very important. In fact, your strength as a person comes from whatever is your support system, your values, your qualities, and most importantly, your sadhana, especially if you are a seeker. It is your sadhana and what you put into it that really gives you the strength for the marathon, because the moksha pursuit, although is a very simple, straightforward pursuit, you need staying power to prepare yourself so that you understand the simplest thing about yourself. But the point is, or rather the problem is, that we have complicated our minds so much that we need to simplify. And that simplification process takes some time so that you are able to see the simple, clear truth of yourself, of being Chidananda. So these pursuits are valid. They have been used as sadhana by different seekers, but sadhana is not mistaken for sadhya. Sadhya is the goal, sadhana is the means. So earlier, maybe you all might have seen, I don't know, when butter would be churned from curd and like this mixture. So there's like a churning rod. Okay, so churning rod, and then there is a pot in which this curd and few other things are there, and the person is moving the rod. So when the rod is being churned, so this is the sadhana you are doing, churning. Then when after some time, the butter will rise to the surface. Then what are we supposed to do? Scoop the butter, keep it aside, and continue doing the churning. The fruits of the sadhana have emerged. So therefore, please take it, use it, enjoy it. No, no, no. I am committed to my sadhana. I will keep churning and churning and churning and churning. Suppose I do that, okay? The butter will rise, the fruits of my sadhana will come. Again, they will go back into the curd. Again, I am churning and churning. Again, they will. So there will be many, many moments of insight that I will have, but I will dismiss them. I will say, no, I was just dreaming. No, maybe hallucination. Or maybe, the truth can't be so simple. I don't know Sanskrit. Maybe something else. I'm not an Indian. I don't do puja. You are seeing the truth of yourself and you don't dwell on it. You don't wait to abide in it, so to speak. You are so caught up with the identity of the sadhana. You are caught up with the identity of being a seeker, a sadhaka, that the sadhya, the goal is standing in front of you. In fact, it is you. And you say, no, 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 it just can't be me. Okay. So all these lines are referring to the identity that we have as karta, and also the identity as a seeker, as the one who performs karma and sadhana. And so to negate that identity, to whenever I use the word negation, understand we are pointing to the reality of that, saying that whatever is negated does not exist on its own. It is all name and form, and it has the status of mithya. They are all important. The sadhana is important until you reach the goal. Correct? Then further, Acharya says, I am not aham bhojanam. I am not the experienced, nor am I the experiencer. I'm not the bhokta, nor the bhojyam, the experience. Okay. So here he's pointing to the triad, the triputi. So, bhojyam reminds me, this wife was complaining to her friend, about her husband. Says, my husband, he just doesn't speak and so uncommunicative. Um, sometimes I really wonder why he continues to be married to me. If why he doesn't speak much? Like, I really wish he would whisper sweet things into my ears. I long for that. When I watch these movies, then I think, mere saath ye kab hoga? When will this happen to me? So the friend decides to help. So the friend tells the husband, your wife was saying like this. So from time to time, say something nice, whisper something sweet into her ears. So husband takes on this assignment, and then he says, he calls his wife, so once in the bedroom. So he says, I want to tell you something. So wife is very surprised, like, what happened? Well, the food was not okay today. No, no, I want to tell you something. Come close. Then she's wondering what happened. Then she gives her ears. Then the husband says, jalebi, fafda, malai kulfi, pista barfi. So the wife just bursts out laughing and is also sad. She's like, why you are telling me? Are you at the mithai shop? That you are giving me a list of mithais. We have finished eating all of this during Diwali. So, so she says, I am not bhojanam. I am not this food. I am not that which is to be experienced. This is exactly what Acharya is also saying, that different objects of experience, okay, bhojya, obviously mean that there is something called experience, there is an object of experience, there is subject of experience, and the experiencer. And what is it that lends reality to this triputi? It is consciousness, it is chit, ananda. So in every bhoga experience, whether you are on vacation, you are snorkeling, you are scuba diving, you are watching a beautiful sunset, or you have received sad news about something, you are still experiencing all this. The division that exists between the experiencer, the experienced, and the whatever is the experience, what is in and through all of the name and form? I, Chidananda. So Aham Shivaha, I am that Shiva that is in and through uh, this triad or triputi. So the thing also about Sukha and Dukkha, one of the things we will find in our lives is that what we thought of as great happiness may have eventually turned out to be sorrowful. And what seemed like a moment of sorrow may, in time, prove uh, to be a great contributor to your happiness and learning. And so, having the disposition of karma yoga is very important as a part of one's sadhana. So that kartritvam, the doership of the karta, needs to get transformed into kaushalam, competent dharma based action. Only then I can see that I am just an instrument for any kind of karma to happen. And really speaking, all is that is here is given to me. What I really am is a karta, not the karta. I was never the karta. I am the atma. Okay. Likewise, bhoktritva. As long as the subtle and gross body are there, there will be experiences, pleasant and unpleasant. What to do? Convert this bhoktritvam, this sense of experiencing, into samatva. Understand that all experiences are karma phala, okay, results of karma, pleasant, unpleasant. I look upon all of them as prasada. Why? Because they have come to me through the law of karma, which is presided by Bhagavan. So then earlier I thought, oh, I was just being flung from here to there, and oh my God, what kind of experiences. But now I have prasada buddhi. I have a gracious acceptance towards all results, all situations that are unfolding in my life. And then that samatvam, with that, I have the time and space and leisure to recognize that I was never the bhokta, never the experiencer. So, like Shankaracharya, I too can say, Chidanandarupah Shivoham, Shivoham. Then we have two more verses. Let's look at that. न मृत्युर्न शङ्का न बेजाति भेदः पिता नैव वेदैव माता न जन्म न बन्धुर्न मित्रं गुरुर्नैव शिष्यः चिदानन्दरूपः शिवोऽहं शिवोऽहं चिदानन्दरूपः शिवोऽहं शिवोऽहम्. I don't have any doubt that there will be death for me, because I am other than the body mind. I am other than the subtle and gross and obviously causal body. Naturally, if I have no body mind, then with whom will I relate? How will there be relations for me? Okay, so let's unpack this a little bit more. We have seen in the definition of the gross body that as a part of Shat Vikaraha, as a part of the sixfold modifications, there is birth, Jayate, and Vinashyati. There is death. Okay, body will be born, body will die. And what or who is the Atma? Satchidananda, but Sharira Abhimani identifies with the body and says, "This is mine." So you remember that fellow who walked into the wedding party, that Ahankara, does it belong to the body mind by itself? No. Is it the Atma? No. It seems to be a combination, but actually there cannot be a combination. Because for a combination, the two things have to be of the same reality. Correct? So, can I combine the food I'm eating in my waking state with the hunger of my dream state? So, the person who is really hungry in the dream should be satisfied with the food I have in the waking state. Possible? No. The degree of reality must be understood. Really speaking, there is only one reality, Paramarthika Satyam, absolute reality, that is you. But since we are not able to see it clearly, so then we will say, okay, what is it that you experience? What is it that is made of material? What is it that is changing? What is it that's made of the gunas? Oh, well, it is all this name and form. What happens for the name and form? Yeah, sure, there is date of birth, there is date of death. For whom? Only for the Sharira, the body. Then Jati, any kind of grouping is for whom? Only for the body. In fact, there's this lovely Vajra Shuchika Upanishad, uh, which talks about who a real Brahmana is. Okay. So one who knows Brahman. Very beautiful, short Upanishad. So here when we look at Jati, these are all very, as a part of Varnashrama. So different groupings which are there in any society. There are the learned people, there are the people who belong to the defense forces, who guard the borders of the country, who protect the citizens. There will be a group that um, promotes business and gives employment to a lot of people. And then there will be another group that serves uh, in different professions. So these different jatis, they have always been there. They continue to be there in every society. And of course, in our Varnashrama Dharma, it was well developed. Now it's almost on the decline. But in any case, we are referring to any grouping. And what is Acharya saying? That the identity that we thrive on, because you remember this, identity for us is reality. We are not able to see that identity is mithya. Identity means who I am is based on name and form, and we have already seen that name and form are changing, made of gunas, made of material, and they come and go, and what comes and goes cannot be me. So all these differences we see in groupings, and all these different identities, I am not that really speaking. But then will I use a particular identity for me to, for functional reality? Most definitely. So understand this, that dharma is the basis of functioning for both the jnani and ajnani, for the wise and the otherwise person. Okay? Don't think a wise person is going to act differently. What was deliberate dharma for a wise person in time becomes so spontaneous that it is just how the person engages with the world. So, you know, suppose if um, there are there are washrooms, right? So there are washrooms for men and there are washrooms for women. And then you say, oh, I am Chidanandarupah, I can go wherever I want. Please don't do this. Okay? So whatever is your gender, accordingly you please go. Or just because you are learning Nirvana Shatkam, you will say, so the body is hungry. Okay, so you will say, can you please give this body something to eat? Atma is never hungry, but this body is hungry. Okay. So once or twice you say it, it's okay. Even if you say it to yourself, it is helpful for you to understand that you are much more than the body. But we don't need to change our language. We can continue to behave as foolishly as everyone else, so that our functional reality is fine. Okay. But in any case, dharma being the framework for all our interactions and our pursuits, what else is the Acharya saying? That I am able to relate to anyone because of having a sharira, a form. And naturally, important relationships like Pita, father, mother, uh, because of them, I am here, right? So, what is he saying? But I was never born, there was no Janma for me. What is his standpoint? He's not talking from the standpoint of the body, because as long as the body is there, of course, you will have parents. In fact, it was Jagadguru Shankaracharya himself who went all the way, despite being a sannyasi, to cremate his mother after her death. All the way he went, traveled to Kerala. So the same person cannot say, oh, no, I don't have mata. Okay, this is not a denial of your parents. It is just saying that all this name and form, I am in and through all of this, but as Atma, there is only me. See, for any kind of relation, there needs to be two, at least. Okay, so one big family or between two people. Now, if there are no two, there is no two. All that is here is Chidanandaha. All that is here is Shiva, that is auspiciousness. That is Aham. Only if there is two, there is some relation, there is connection, there may be disconnection. But here, all that is here is one which cannot be divided. Therefore, Advaita, and that I am. Then further he says, I am not, continue in the same way, I am not a bandhu, I am not a friend, nor, sorry, I don't have, or rather, I am not a relative, bandhu, nor a mitra, nor a guru, nor a shishya. My God. So, up till relative and friend was okay. Huh? Now is he dismissing the guru shishya relationship? So a lot of people, who have authority issues with Bhagwan, and who want Vedanta without God, and all about consciousness, consciousness, consciousness. What happens to them? Well, they like this. I am not related to anyone. I am free. These relationships have only caused problems in my head. And in my life, I want to be away from all of them. You have to learn to make your peace with all of them. That is a part of your sadhana. You cannot bypass that. So what is being mentioned here? Is he dismissing all of this? He's saying, no, every relation is relational, meaning if I am a guru only to some people, not for everyone, only I am a guru to only those people who consider themselves as my shishyas, as my worthy students. So, like Arjuna, who declared just on the eve of the battlefield to Bhagwan Krishna that Shishyasteham Shadi Mam Tvam Prapannam. I am your Shishya, and I surrender to you. Now, I can declare I am Shishya, but Guru has to agree. Yes, yes, you are my Shishya. I cannot say, no, in my dream I became a Shishya. Then we don't know whether Guru has accepted you or not. No, no, Guru accepted me in the dream. We don't know. Okay. For this tradition, the Sampradaya exists because of live gurus who have only carried forward, or rather have been the torch bearers of the Shastra from the other rishis and acharyas and so on and so forth. But still, for how long you are going to be a Shishya? When the student is truly ready, we say a guru appears, teacher appears, okay? But when the student is fully ready, meaning is no longer a student, knows the truth, then the student is no longer a student. In that very place is the potential for another teacher. Still, we are talking at the level of relations. And whatever we may call our relations, okay, whether they are the most significant parental relations, or friend, or especially for seekers, the guru student relationship, they're only for this lifetime. Maybe some previous lifetimes you might have met a few times, but again, there may not be much recollection. And in a lot of instances, there is rinanubandha. There is a debt that has to be fulfilled. There is some give and take that is still remaining from previous occasions. And therefore, we do the best that we can in the context of our karma with these people. In any case, applying the disposition of karma yoga to all my relations, to seeing what is it that I can do to fulfill my duty, contribute to their happiness, well-being, and growth. Are all our relationships, can they be fulfilled? And having done that as a part of the sadhana, I can see that I am in and through as consciousness, subject consciousness, object consciousness, only one consciousness, Chit Anandaha. No object is in opposition to me. I am the basis of every object. In fact, I am the basis of both the subject and object. I am Chidanandaha. Shivoham, Shivoham. Okay, very, very beautiful verses. Just so lovely for contemplation. Again and again, seeing the truth of what I really am. Okay, last verse. Aham nirvikalpo nirakararupah vibhutva cha sarvatra sarvendriyanam na cha sangatam naiva muktir nameyah chidanandarupah Shivoham Shivoham Chidanandarupah Shivoham Shivoham. So again and again, I abide in, I see the reality of who I am. That is consciousness, which has no limits. from which all names and forms have come. I am that auspiciousness. I am that Shiva. Then what else is he saying? Aham nirvikalpaha. Aham nirakara rupaha. So let's look at that. Vikalpa means division. Okay. And we are experiencing division all the time. The moment you talk about a form, there is division. You cannot avoid it. So we're talking about the body. Well, you have one body, yes, one body. Then one liver, two kidneys. Thank God for that. Then one heart, two lungs, etc., etc. There is division. Whether in a group or within a form or a part of a community, there is vikalpa. And in fact, the different body parts that are there, we have different departments, medical, that study. So there will be nephrology, oncology, study of cancer in the body. Then what else? Cardiologist, only primarily the focus is on the heart. Of course, lungs have to come along with it. So this vikalpa duality is all around us, rather plurality. But we use the word duality in the sense of me and the other. So, aham nirvikalpaha. I have no divisions. Eh? How you are saying like that? You are speaking with this body, mind, this mouth, and you are, just of moving the tongue and allowing the words to flow. There is so much, so many different things involved. And you're speaking in the world of plurality, which is duality. How you're saying you are nirvikalpa? Because I am talking about my intrinsic nature, which cannot be negated. That in spite of thinking all kinds of things, feeling all kinds of things, remembering all kinds of things, in spite of interacting with all kinds of people, what is in and through all of them is one. And that one is never affected by anything. And that is that nirvikalpaha, that is me. Then nirakaraha, I am nirakaraha, I am free from all forms. In fact, I don't have a form. Like space. Does space have a form? You say, oh, is there what is there? Is there water in this? Okay, water also takes the form of the vessel. Uh, so is it half full or half empty? Okay, whatever be your reply, the space will take the form of whatever is there. Correct. So as consciousness, I am present in all akara forms. I am in and through all forms. At the same time, understand the form, the subtlest form, which is a thought, has come from sattva, rajas, tamas. Correct? In fact, there are different kinds of thoughts which may be classified as sattvika, rajasika, tamasika. So, Chitta Vritti Nirodha Yoga Sutras refers to this. That you can't stop all thoughts. And suppose if you translate it as that, you're going to have a problem. If you drive on the road, I am practicing yoga, I'm going to stop all thoughts. Oh, please, I pray for you. Please don't do that, because we need your mind to move. Then what are the thoughts that create some kind of a problem, if at all? Thoughts that are always talking about, I want more. There's just crazy ambition at the cost of anything, everything, by hook or by crook. Or thoughts of, I just feel so lazy, I don't feel like doing anything, I'm not in the mood, etc., etc. So there are some rajasic, tamasic thoughts that we may have, all of us have. And that's not a problem if you identify with it, if it bothers you. Then, of course, through mastery of the mind and so many other ways, especially karma yoga, we can work with it. But anyway, the point here is vritti, thought, is a subtle form. So, from the grossest form, which are the big, huge galaxies, to the subtlest form, that is a thought. I, aham nirvikalpaha, I consciousness am present in all of them. So, when I say certain words, see what happens in your mind. Chair, photo frame, trishula, ghanta, box. So when I said chair, I said ghanta, those who understand the meaning of the bell, or trishula, certain image came in your mind, correct? Then one form was there, chair was there initially. Then when I said trishula, then the trishul came, the chair got displaced. Then I said ghanta, the bell, then trishula got displaced and bell was there. Then something else I said, I think box. So that got displaced then. So the form kept getting displaced. But what did not get displaced was isness. Correct? Isness that seemingly is a part of an object, but it is not. It is in and through the object. And that isness you can register only because it is you. It is Satyam, it is Chit, that is Ananta, that is you. So no thought form, however wonderful or immoral or illegal, whatever be the thought, which is a subtle form, and is made up of all these Panchamahabhutas, of course, largely Sattva, is not separate from Chidananda, is not separate from consciousness. In fact, in Kenopanishad, there's a lovely mantra which says, Bodham Bodham Prati Bodha Viditam Matam. In each and every cognition, which is a subtle form, Bodham Bodham, in the each and every cognition, what is there is Chit. Prati Bodha Viditam. May you know what is there in each and every form. It is consciousness that is you. And so Chidananda plus any kind of Vikalpa is still Chidananda. Any division continues to be Chidananda. Neither the subject nor the object. Pots can be countless. Um, and I don't need to destroy the pot to be able to see the clay. I don't need to obliterate all the people in my life or run away from all of them to see that I am that Chidananda that is there in every relation. And at the same time, I am free from all of these relations. From the Vyavaharika Drishti, from the functional reality, I have Dharma as the framework and accordingly interact with them. And I'm free enough to live a life of Dharma, live a life of Dharma that supports the pursuit of artha and kama, pursuit of wealth and pleasure. Then he uses the word vibhuhu. So this vibhutvat, I am there, all pervasive. So I am there in all these different forms. Now here is another word pointing to samashti, the total. So he says vibhutvacha sarvatra sarvendriyana. We have already seen the indriyas, the sense organs, whether they are organs of action or organs of knowledge. They all belong to the body. So he has already said, I am not the body, mind, and so on. I'm other than that. So now what is he saying? That there's a reference to the Gita shloka, Sarvendriya Gunabhasam Sarvendriya Vivarchitam. I appear as all these different indriyas, whether it is the eyes of a snake or a beetle or a human being or the protruding eyes of a chameleon. I am all of them. Okay. I appear as all. At the same time, I am free from all of them. Okay. So, uh, when he's referring to the samashti, what he is referring to is the sense organs are constantly interacting with sense objects, or rather, what we might refer to as Ishvara Srishti. So, the laws of karma and the other laws of nature that have made this wonderful manifestation. And so, the eyes are constantly interacting with all objects of sight, but these objects, they are all pervaded by intelligence and material. That is Brahman, that is Ishvara. Likewise, fragrances, different touches, the softness of a petal and the softness of silk and the softness of, what shall we see, feather will be different. And objects are different, and on this one sense of the skin, you are able to experience these different objects. So guna guneshu vartante, gunas are interacting with each other all the time, and I as Chidananda am present in and through all of it. Sarvatra, I am there everywhere. There is no place that I am not. There is no moment that I am not present. Then what else is he saying? Nacha asangatam naiva muktihi nameyaha. So may it be known that there is no asanga for me. That means what? He uses a double negative. I am not detached. Rather, this I am not attached. Okay. So I am not detached means I am not attached. uh, Again, for any kind of attachment word we use only in the context of train compartments. Otherwise we're talking about emotional dependence. So uh, here, uh, for any kind of attachment there have to be two, correct? Between two forms there can be dependence. And actually speaking, we do live in an interdependent world. From the water that comes in your tap, you are depending on many services, many people. I remember a few weeks ago, I was in Leh, and the temperature had already started dipping. So, woke up that morning and, have a shower, opening the tap, no water. So then I called the people who are there in that homestay. Like, there's no water in the tap. And then they are saying, yes, the water has frozen. That's why there's no water in the tap. So you see, even for something which we might kind of take it for granted, that, oh, I open the tap, there'll be water. No, not necessarily. And then, of course, after some time, they switched on the solar panel. I mean, not solar panels. They activated the solar heating, and then there was water. So anyway, what I'm saying is, uh, we live in an interdependent world. So when he's saying that I have no sangha, uh, Acharya had a very big sangha. Okay, lot of people who were learning from him, and then who went on to teach for generations and generations, and even now we are enjoying the fruits of their sadhana and their tapas. Such a blessing we have that after hundreds of years, we can enjoy the beautiful verses of Nirvana Shatkam. So, when he's saying there is no Sangha for me, again saying that I am that Chidananda. And then it's very interesting, there is no Mukti. That's what we were trying to do. You said moksha pursuit is about the pursuit of freedom. Now you are saying there is no Mukti? Yes. For whom is mukti? Mukti means freedom. For whom is mukti? Oh, it is for the one who thinks he or she is bound. Correct? If you are always free, if you were always free, then there is no mukti for you. Okay, even the word mukti does not apply to you. This is how you have always been, uh, neither free nor bound. You are ageless, you have always been here, always. So once in the Gurukulam, there were about 6 to 7 cows, and the caretaker of the cows had just gone out for an emergency. So few days had passed, and the Guru calls one Shishya who was helping in little bit seva. So it tells Shishya, okay, now time for you to do some seva. We have to take the cows out for grazing. But the problem is that the caretaker is not there. So you'll have to do this seva. Yes, yes, whatever you say, Guruji. Then he goes to the cow shed. Then he finds that the ropes are not there. Goes back to the Guru and says, Guruji, there are no ropes in the ashram. Oh, then okay. So what you can do is take the cows to each other, to wherever is their position, wherever they are, let them be there. And before you take them out, you pretend as though you are tying the rope. So the Shishya thought, it's okay for you to say how weird is this? You know, of course, Shishya only thinks like this, doesn't say anything to the Guru, but just says, but you know what? What if the cows run away? So the Guru says, no, no, they won't. You try this and you tell me what happens. Okay. So Shishya goes to the cow shed. All the cows are there, and he does exactly as he is told. So he pretends like, he makes sounds also of the rope hitting the ground, and then he unties each cow, and then says, okay, okay, hur, 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 and then he takes them to the pond. Then he allows them to graze and all, and then when it's all kind of done after a few hours, he remembers that he has to wash them before milking. So he then he brings them back. And then what does he do? Then he ties them back. Okay, he pretends to tie them back. The next day, also the caretaker has not come, so the Shishya is supposed to do the seva again. So this Shishya goes there, he goes to all the cows and he says, "Hold, hold, hold," and he starts, like ushering them towards, the place where there is grazing, of where the cows can graze, lots of grass. The cows are not moving. Right? How did that happen? So he runs back to the Guru and he says, the cows are not moving. Yesterday they moved. So then the Guru says, did you untie them? Oh, no, I did not untie them. Okay. So he goes back and he pretends like he's untying the cows. Okay. So the cows believed that they were bound, and the cows believed that they were free to move. Okay. Because this Shishya pretended to tie and untie them. Same thing with the jiva, the person who thought that he or she was bound, was small, was insignificant, was not enough, and kept searching for answers, kept searching for something that will make sense, something that will give meaning, something that will give purpose in one's life. And then all along, in the light of this inquiry, which is the brilliant, glorious vision of Vedanta, the person sees that I was never bound. Okay, it's not like I was bound, then I became free. See, if bondage was real, you could never be free. You would always be bound. But in your intrinsic nature, you were never bound. So the concept of being bound by any limitations does not exist. The concept of being free also does not exist. And therefore, that bondage was purely notional because of avidya. And one was never ignorant. I mean, or rather, one was no more ignorant. And one continues to abide in one's swarupa. Chidanandarupah, Shivoham, Shivoham. Chidanandarupah, Shivoham, Shivoham. Shivoham, Shivoham. Shivoham, Shivoham. So thus we conclude Nirvana Shatkam. We, on the face of it, have concluded the text, but really speaking, the inquiry is not over until there is absolute clarity. And so we continue to look at ourselves in the light of this brilliant, glorious composition by Jagadguru Adi Shankaracharya, who continues to bless us along with the other gurus, and make the most of the blessings that we have been given in this lifetime. My prayers and wishes for all of you who are listening to this. May all the devatas and rishis bless your pursuits. Om.